Hey, what is up, guys? Evanaldo here. Got a lot to talk about today. Got a really good update for you guys. If you enjoy the content, please leave a like. Also, check out there's a new BITGET trading competition going on right now. You get a big bonus. They're doing a giveaway. A lot of good stuff going on right now. Only with my link down below. So check that out. If you're interested, also please follow my Twitch. Trying to get bigger on there. Going to be going live on Twitch later today. So check that out. Please follow if you want to get the notification for when I go live. If you want to go there, ask me a question. I always try to answer all of them. So check that out. So let's get into Bitcoin and Ethereum right now. So what I want to talk about here is what happened yesterday. And this is our 300 weekly moving average. This blue line right here had a pretty nice rejection off of it. And you can see on kind of, where we are. Came up there, we were not up there for, above 18.2 for very long at all. You're all the way back down to 17.4 right now. So that's a pretty big rejection. This is a major point. I mean, that's pretty fierce, the fact that we just rejected off of that quickly. So that's a big thing to look at. In terms of bottoming out, the two places we want to look at here. And, there is some hope at the 400 weekly moving average. I do think, full disclosure, I do think we're going to have another leg down here. I think it's pretty inevitable as the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ comes down a bit more right now. Was that thunder outside? We're getting some rain today. But see, here's your 400 weekly moving average, about 13.8 right now. Could be a potential place for obviously looking to go long, but there's not too much historical support at that level. So I think what's more likely for a potential bottom is 500 weekly moving average, which, historically we always bottom out at one of these big weekly moving averages. Historically it's always been the 200 or the 300. This one could be the 500. We could go down to 11K easily here. And yeah, I think ultimately, just like 2013, what we want to really look at, not too many people are talking about this, April and November, just like 2013, you didn't bottom out until January. So it could be that pattern. And this is just, the main pattern we're looking at right here. You get some green Heiken-Ashi candles, then you roll over. Get some green Heikens a little bit, then you roll over. Two green Heikens, then you could absolutely, I think it may be the same pattern, you roll over. What was this percentage downward? I'm curious. What was the correction from this top? This is about 30%, 28%. So, I know I've been talking about the 28, 30% correction for a while. It's been taking some time to play out, but I think it absolutely can pretty soon. That's around 13 right there. So that's a big point to absolutely keep your eye on. Also, what I want to look at too on some of these lower time frames, especially, it's been taking time to play out, but money flow coming out on the 2-day. Look at this VWAP. It's been above the zero line for such a long time. I think as this comes down, this is going to bring you down quite a bit here. And the daily as well, I think, you're going to get, that red dot pretty soon. And what I want to show you guys what's better, I know it's pretty close to the daily, but if you look at the 23-hour, high anchor wave combined with split RSIs curving down. Now, you had the split RSIs curving down before, and I'm sure there was an alternate reality where we could have came down a lot earlier, crashed a lot earlier. But when you get the higher anchor wave, look at how it's like a higher one. It's above this line right here. Like that, you came down significantly. And I mean, even if you just come down like this is a 10% drop down. So we could absolutely see a 10% correction. Pretty soon, that's bringing us back to 16.5. That's a high volume area right there, back in that same range we've been in. It could even be, much worse. It could be something of this nature. That's 20% down. That's about twice as bad. Let's see where that would bring us to. 20% is right around there, 14.6. That's a pretty good area. There's an SR point, support and resistance point from 2018. That's really the only support and resistance point at that point. And then you got a spiral line right there. So I do think mid to high 14s is going to be a pretty significant area. We'll see at least something happen there. And moving on to some of your lower time frames here. I mean, same deal kind of on the 12-hour. Higher anchor wave, split RSIs curving down. These RSIs have been split for a while. I think this has just been, I think it's finally gonna give you what you need to come down here. Most likely, the odds are very high of that, in my opinion. And then if you look at the 4-hour money flow coming out, could be a potential, good place to go short. In the 4-hour, I do have some trades open in the exclusive Discord. If you guys are interested in that, link in the description below. Not right 100% of the time, but we provide a lot of good insight, really good community, exclusive TA as well on stocks and commodities too. Occasionally I talk about. So yeah, I think it's going to help you guys out a lot. If you're interested, check it out. Link in the description below. And money flow very overheated on the hourly. I know Crypto Face was talking about this. It hasn't been this high on the hourly in a long time. He looked back to see where it was, but it's a while. This money flow crossover into the red could absolutely bring it down quite a bit. And then if you look at kind of the 45-minute right here, that's coming into the red. The RSIs are splitting apart, coming up a little bit. So yeah, I could see getting a little bit of relief here. I believe there's a local fib level or something right here. You could see, prices sticking this point a little bit. So you could come up a little bit here, but I think after that, you're probably just going to continue downward. Now let's move on to Ethereum because, I think given that, I think ETH is going to get a reckoning. I think a lot of the altcoins are going to see somewhat of a reckoning here because, it's just they've held up too much. And Bitcoin dominance, let me just show you Bitcoin dominance first, actually. This is about probably as bullish as possible. This is, double bottom pattern here. And you also even have a kind of a bigger double bottom pattern right there. And then money flow coming up. You're so close to getting that bullish dip on the monthly. That's big. And then you have an even bigger bullish dip on the monthly here. So that's even a double whammy. What I think could happen here is the whole market will crash a lot in the next, 4 to 8 weeks. And this will come up a lot. And you could also see in there like a major stable coin going down. There's rumors with that. There's fear, uncertainty with that, things that could absolutely happen with that. So things could get pretty ugly going into the end of this year, early next year. And I think once you this is the time for all my altcoin people who will like to get into altcoins at good prices. Once you get up to, a bit higher here, once you see a jump up, and it could be, really the perfect time to get into alts long term for next bull run. It could be in October, it could be later next year. It could be a while. If it's like last cycle, it won't be until September or October next year. I do think it could be a little bit earlier. I think once we get, once this green dot, this bullish div looks like it kind of played out in the monthly, it could be a few months from now at least. That's when it's time to get into alts. Now, let's look at Ethereum a little bit, where this could end up. That 2-day, wanted to mention, just like Bitcoin, really bad, VWAP above the zero line for a while, curving down. I think you're going to come down here. And you're already starting that split order size in the 16, just like Bitcoin. A lot of stuff is just like Bitcoin. The next big place for this, the next big place, so let's actually just get a little estimate, where we could end up with these kind of split RSIs. It could be, yeah, man, this one was a rough one up here. I mean, let's see. It could absolutely be a 30% drop down, especially if Bitcoin drops down 20 or so. So let's see where 30% would bring us to. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of toying with your June lows, and I think inevitably we should do that here. So yeah. Also, some regulatory FUD on ETH. There's a lot of things that could absolutely bring this down. And lower time frames, 4 hour coming into the red. I think that may be a good potential swing short opportunity. I am short on ETH with some profits locked in right now. May add to it in a little bit. We'll see. Hourly into the red. This could also be a decent short opportunity right here. You could come up to the market side for SR point, back up to the, ETH is volatile, back up to the spy line, sure. But I think in the grand scheme of things, you're going to come down farther here. So, that's my main opinion. Probably a lot of people, FOMO to shorts now. We're going to come up a bit here. Then that's probably the best time to get in. So that's kind of my opinion. Obviously, there's always, a bullish case to come up a lot higher here. I don't think that's going to happen, but, we'll see. I really think the odds are very low of that. And then the other reason for that I think the market's going to come down, I just want to show you guys, look, the main thing on the DXY, 1, 2, 3, 4 ELXs, you're hitting this lower part right here. And this is a big fib level that you're bouncing off of. Like this, like odds are you're going to get, even if the Dixie ends up coming lower here, odds are you're going to get some type of reaction like off of this level and come up to probably at least 110 here. I mean, my opinion is you're going to top out probably around 130, sometime in mid to late 2023 here. And I want to show you too, in 1982, exactly what happened, the exact point. Exactly like it's crazy how similar it is. Just look at where we came up in 82, just like we came up before, had that drop downward, and then bam, you went wild with the Dixie. You just went insane. I'd be very surprised if we, come up that high. Fun fact, this actually towards the end here, I believe the S&P 500 came up with this, which just showed the power of America and the height of the American empire then. I don't think that's going to happen again. I think you could probably get up to 130 as you enter a pretty bad recession, at least a moderate recession here. And then as you start to come out of it, Dixie will start to come back down. So that's the main deal right there. But I think there's a high likelihood. I mean, that we could see more of a jump upward. Just wanted to look at you do have a big kind of bullish div on your 16 hour right now. The daily, like I showed you before, the 40 LXs, you're about to get a pretty big bullish div there. So, and then if you just look at the short term, we're pumping. The Dixie is pumping. So, yeah. And I just want to show you this to, obviously to reiterate, we're not going to spend a lot of time on this, but the S&P 500, blood diamond on the daily here, the same deal on the QQQ. And this is just looks like you're going to repeat, look at in this bear market, what we've been seeing on the NASDAQ, on the QQQ. I mean, look at these drops down, it's 10% down. I think it's going to play out, similar to how it's played out so far. I mean, 10% down, you're coming back to your October lows pretty soon, and I think you could get there in later, probably early January, maybe even later this month if it really looks bad. It comes down fast, but I think it's generally going to play out like that. Looking at the 6-day here for this and the S&P 500, about as bad as possible, deep in the red there. Heikin-Ashi candle turning red. Same deal as the S&P 500. You're about to get, this is going to be a blood diamond, because I know how this, I believe this will be a blood diamond, because when you get trigger waves and high time frames like this in Market Cypher, just like that over there, see how it was close to zero on, that's going to be a blood diamond. So it could be, something, I would just say, even if it's like 11, this was a pretty big drop, 19% down. You get that blood diamond, you come down from the top of this candle, 19% down. Yeah, I mean, right there. And then you're toying with pre-pandemic numbers right there, in which I think that's kind of the best case scenario here for a potential bottom. Kind of like the best case scenario right there, 35% down. I think it's probably going to be worse, but we'll see what happens. And also, I think a lot of altcoins with Bitcoin dominance are going to bleed against Bitcoin for a while. I think especially a lot of the ones that have been popular, like Matic, that have held up pretty well, I think they're going to come down. Blood diamond on the 2-day on this. I am short on this. Like I said, if you want more information, I got a trade in an exclusive Discord on this. Link in the description below. And I think this could ultimately, come down a lot here, especially with that 2-day blood diamond. And I mean, if you look at, I'm just curious, a good thing to look at too is look at the Bitcoin, versus Bitcoin, Matic versus Bitcoin. Just look at how well this is done. In kind of a head and shoulders here, triple top pattern on the weekly. Coming down, kind of starting to look overheated on the 3-day here. Same deal with the 2-day, coming down with these money flow. Look at that daily money flow just coming down, curving into the red. I think, Bitcoin will outperform these for a while. This could drop a lot against Bitcoin. Like this could come down easily 30%, maybe back to, kind of these points that we were in, 2020 in last summer against Bitcoin for a bottom, maybe even 50%. So that's what you got to look at here. So yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed this analysis. If you enjoyed it, please leave a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the BITGET link down below for the Torque trading competition. If you're an experienced trader, and the promo as well. Details are in the link in the description below. Check out my exclusive Discord down below as well. Please follow me on Twitch. If you're interested in my trading course where I go through the analysis, some of my trading strategies, all that good stuff. A lot of people have really liked it. Link in the description below. Coupon code BEARMARKET20. Check that out. So yeah, guys, hope you have a good one. Goodbye.